Have you ever wondered how Gen Z, the digital natives, spend their money differently from previous generations? Welcome to our deep dive into the fascinating world of Gen Z's spending habits. Gen Z, the generation born into the digital era, possesses a unique relationship with technology that greatly influences their spending habits. They've grown up with smartphones in their hands, social media at their fingertips, and the World Wide Web as their playground. This immersion in the digital world has created a generation that is fundamentally different from those that came before it. Here's where it gets interesting. Gen Z's spending habits are a curious mix of the modern and the traditional. They're not just spending their money online on the latest gadgets or trending fashion, they're also investing in experiences, sustainability, and even saving for their future. Yes, you heard it right. Gen Z is not just about instant gratification, they're also planning for tomorrow. This generation's spending is heavily influenced by their online interactions. They're more likely to make purchases based on recommendations from their virtual communities or influencers they follow. They value authenticity and are drawn to brands that align with their values and offer personalized experiences. But that's not all. Gen Z is also redefining the concept of ownership. They're more interested in access rather than ownership, driving the growth of the sharing economy. Why buy a car when you can Uber? Why purchase a designer dress when you can rent it for a night? The spending habits of Gen Z are a reflection of their values, beliefs, and the digital world they inhabit. They're shaping the future of commerce, pushing companies to innovate and adapt to their ever-evolving needs and preferences. As we unravel the complexities of Gen Z's spending habits, we'll see a generation that is not just spending, but spending wisely, consciously, and with purpose. A generation that is not just concerned about the now, but also the future. Let's dive deeper into the intriguing world of Gen Z's spending habits. How does Gen Z's spending compare and contrast with that of previous generations? That's the question we're going to tackle today. As we delve into this topic, let's remember that each generation is shaped by the world around them. And for Gen Z, that world is digital. The impact of technology on their lives is profound, shaping everything from communication to shopping. Contrast this with the baby boomers or even Generation X. These generations were much more likely to spend their money on physical goods. Cars, houses, and appliances were seen as symbols of success. But Gen Z, they've flipped the script. This generation is much more likely to spend their money on digital products and experiences. Think about it. How many Gen Zers do you know who would rather buy a new smartphone than a new car? Or who would prefer to spend their money on a once-in-a-lifetime trip rather than on a down payment for a house? This shift in spending habits isn't just about preferences, though. It's also about accessibility. The digital world has made it easier than ever for Gen Z to shop and spend. With just a few clicks, they can buy that new video game, book that dream vacation, or even invest in cryptocurrency. This isn't to say that Gen Z doesn't value physical goods. They do, but they are much more selective about what they buy and why. They're less likely to buy something just because it's trendy. Instead, they're more likely to invest in things that align with their values and interests. In many ways, Gen Z's spending habits are a reflection of our changing world. They're a testament to the power of technology and the shift towards a more digital, experience-driven economy. So, how does Gen Z's spending compare to that of previous generations? Well, it's different, very different. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's simply a reflection of the times we live in. It's clear that Gen Z's spending habits are a stark departure from those of previous generations. But perhaps this is less a departure and more a sign of the times. A new chapter in the ever-evolving story of consumer behavior. What factors shape Gen Z's unique spending habits? Let's dive into this question, peeling back the layers to understand the defining factors that influence their spending habits. Firstly, we can't ignore the colossal impact of technology. Gen Z has grown up in a world where digital is the norm, and this has significantly influenced their approach to spending. Online shopping, digital banking, and even cryptocurrency are part of their everyday lives. This ease of access and convenience has undeniably shaped their spending habits, enabling impulse buys and fostering a culture of instant gratification. Next, we find a shift in values, with Gen Z placing a higher premium on experiences over possessions. For them, it's less about owning the latest gadget or designer fashion and more about the memories and stories they can create and share. This could be anything from a weekend music festival to a cooking class. This experiential focus is a defining factor in their spending habits, often prioritizing these over traditional material purchases. Now, let's talk about social media. It's not just a platform for sharing selfies and memes, it's a powerful tool that influences Gen Z's consumer behavior. Influencers, targeted ads, and peer reviews on social media all play a significant role in shaping their purchasing decisions. It's not just about what they buy, but also where and why they buy it. Finally, we must consider the importance of sustainability and ethical consumption. Gen Z is a generation deeply concerned about the state of the world and their impact on it. They're more likely to support brands that align with their values, prioritizing companies that are environmentally friendly, socially responsible, and transparent in their practices. These factors paint a vivid picture of the influences shaping Gen Z's spending habits. They're not just consumers, but informed, conscious, and tech-savvy individuals navigating a rapidly changing world. Their spending habits are a reflection of their values, their experiences, and the technological landscape they've grown up in. So, what have we discovered about Gen Z's spending habits? Quite a bit, actually. We've learned that Gen Z is markedly different from previous generations when it comes to spending. They are more experience-focused, seeking out unique and personalized experiences rather than just material goods. We've also seen that their spending habits are heavily influenced by several factors, including a strong emphasis on sustainability and social responsibility, a preference for online shopping and digital payments, and a high value placed on authenticity and transparency. These habits have a significant impact on the economy and businesses, pushing them to adapt to the changing consumer landscape. They are also reshaping marketing strategies with a focus on digital engagement and personalized customer experiences. In the end, understanding Gen Z's spending habits not only reveals their unique values and priorities, but also provides valuable insights for businesses and marketers aiming to engage with this digitally savvy generation.